deliberates on granting the CFTC spot digital commodity regulatory authority, what key considerations should we weigh, and why do you feel the CFTC is the right regulator for spot digital commodity trading?
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for the time that we spent in your office discussing these matters. I think it's a critical opportunity for this committee and for our country to move forward with digital asset market structure legislation. It's been a priority of the president and, of course, is something that's great for this country. You know, we have so many entrepreneurs and builders and developers that have been pushed offshore, and this has been due to the lack of clarity. We need clear, simple guidelines, we need consumer protection, and we need to stop with the regulation by enforcement. And I think this is a real opportunity to develop a framework that can allow for software developers to thrive, for new exchanges to crop up that are going to protect investors and have the types of controls that you would expect in an exchange, and make sure that we have the right disclosure and requirements that we have typically in our financial markets. And so I'm excited about the opportunity to work with your committee on that.
Very good. As the committee deliberates granting the CFTC spot digital regulatory authority, how should we think about DeFi and ensuring that activities with respect to technology are not subject to inappropriate intermediary registration regimes?
Thank you, Senator. As I mentioned, I think there is this issue of regulation by enforcement, and sometimes we take a one-size-fits-all approach to all types of financial products and services, but really blockchain enables such a broad swath of new types of products, services, applications, and so it may not make sense in many cases to apply financial regulation, for example, to a video game app that runs on a blockchain. So I think when we're thinking about DeFi, it's something of a buzzword, but really we should be looking to on-chain markets and on-chain applications and thinking about the features of these applications, as well as where there's an actual intermediary involved, where we have some operator, administrator, and in many cases that may not be. And so we have to think about the best approach, and I look forward to working with your office to figure that out.
The next question that I'm going to ask is really important and certainly very, very important to this committee. Can you describe your experience working with agricultural stakeholders and how, if confirmed, you'll balance emerging market issues with maintaining focus on agriculture risk management markets?
Senator, I'm very glad to have the support of about 20 of the large trade groups in the agricultural space. And agriculture is a very important constituency within this, of course, the Agriculture Committee as well as the CFTC. America's farmers and ranchers really are the backbone of this country, and they keep Americans fed and nourished every day. So it's very important that they have proper risk management tools available to them that are regulated by a market regulator like the CFTC. My commitment to the agricultural world is that I will always be an open door to hear your issues. I am committed to being the sponsor and overseeing the Agricultural Advisory Committee. As Christian Carlo mentioned in his introduction, I plan to take a tour across the country and meet with the ag community in each of your states as well as many other states. I think it's really important to be on the ground and really see where everything's done and understand the businesses. As being in private practice for many years, I really find it so valuable to understand everyone's business. I also plan to have a dedicated advisor in my office that will be an agriculture advisor that will advise me on these issues day to day. And of course, I hope to restore the agriculture convention that has been historically in Kansas City, and I plan to bring it back.
Very good. Can you describe the importance of principle-based regulation and how it fosters innovation?
Senator, yes, principles-based regulation came out of the Commodity Futures Modernization Act, and it's really been a great innovation in regulation, and it's allowed for exchanges and market participants to have a lot of flexibility in how they comply with certain core principles that are really important to ensure that our markets have integrity, that they're resilient, that they're vibrant, that we protect investors from fraud and manipulation. And so the general guidelines, for example, protecting against fraud and manipulation are there, but the exchanges and market participants are able to figure out the best way to comply. And that allows for innovation in the business sector. It allows for innovation with the regulators figuring out the best way to help them get to a compliant state.
Thank you. Senator Klobuchar.